sweetest little baby face. There's not another who can take your place, my baby face. My poor heart is jumping, you sure have started something, baby face. I'm up in heaven when I'm in your fond embrace. I didn't need a shove, I fell in love with your pretty baby face. Well, honey, I'm looking over a four-leaf clover that I overlooked before. My one leaf is sunshine, the second is rain, third is the roses that grow in the lane. I no need explaining, the one remaining is somebody I adore. Why, honey, I'm looking over a four-leaf clover that I overlooked before. It's a long way to Tipperary, it's a long way to go. It's a long way to Tipperary, I'm the sweetest girl I know. My farewell, Piccadilly, like goodbye, Leicester Square. It's a long, long way to Tipperary, but my heart's right there. So pack up your troubles in your old bag and smile, smile, smile. No wonder while you like your fag. Smile, boys, that's the style. Why, what's the use of worrying if never was worthwhile? So pack up your troubles in your old kit bag and smile, smile, smile. So roll out the barrel, we'll have a barrel of fun. I roll out the barrel, we've got the blues on the run. I sing rock to barrel, I ring out a song of good cheer. Everybody loves the barrel when the gang's all here. I come and make eyes with me down at the old Bull and Bush. Come have a stein with me down at the old Bull and Bush. Hear the old German band. Come dear and take my hand, do. Come and have a stein or two down at the old Bull and Bush. 'Cause I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts, and there they are standing in a row. The big ones, tall ones, some as big as your head. Like give 'em a twist, a flick of the wrist, that's what the showman said. Why, I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts, and there they are standing in a row. And there stands my wife, the idol of my life, singing roll a bowl, a ball, a penny a pinch. Sing and roll a bowl, a ball, a penny a pinch. Sing and roll a bowl, a ball, a penny a pinch. I roll a bowl, a ball, roll a bowl, a ball. Sing and roll a bowl, a ball, a penny a pinch. Sing and roll a bowl, a ball, a penny a pinch. Sing and roll a bowl, a ball, a penny a pinch. I roll a bowl, a ball, roll a bowl, a ball. Sing and roll a bowl, a ball, a penny a pinch. So roll out the barrel one more time, we'll have a barrel of fun. But roll out the barrel, we've got the blues on the run. To sing rock-a-rattle, ring out a song of good cheer. Everybody loves the barrel when the gang's all here.
Tiny Tim, thank you very much indeed for that. Tiny, I've got to tell you, Jeff Harvey wants the suit. When you finish with it, he'd love to have the suit. We get lots of requests from the Prime Minister, from Mr Howard, from Paul Keating the other day to co-host this show. I think we've found ourselves. Can you stay around and co-host with us today? Can you stay, sing us some more songs?
Oh, I'd love to, Mr Martin. Thank you so much.
That'd be lovely. That'd be lovely. He's a very nice man, and he will stay. We'll play some more songs. They're about 3,000, I think you've got, isn't there?
Oh, I don't know how many, quite a bit, Mr. Martin, but I have a lovely song for these lovely ladies here later that hasn't been sung since 1916.
All right, all right. He's got some songs just for the ladies, and
right?
A chair. All right.
Thank you, Mr. Harvey, and thank you, gentlemen, for a great job.
Just join us there, Mr. Tim.
All right. We'll have Mr. Tim later. Let's have an update now. We had lots of letters about this, and we thought we'd try and update it for you. You may remember in July last year, we brought you the story of a
show again, and thanks for the nice, words. Also, that other woman on before, that was really something. Martin Sharp, my producer,
yes.
Got me over to see her son, and basically, we just hope for the best for him.
I used the word generous. I heard Alan Jones on radio interviewing you the other day, and he used it as well. I mean, in that sense, there's no reason why you had to go down there for that. Obviously, it's just something that you thought it was worth turning up for and singing a few songs.
I really believe this. Really, for those things, I wish the press wouldn't come. I never do this for that. There's only one above who rewards that at the end. See, so when I do these things, it's for a higher source.
Well, let me ask you about that, because in reading your file, I mean, like every Australian, we're familiar. Is this your 9th tour? 8th or 9th tour?
9th time here.
To Australia. But in reading about you, way back when you first started, I mean, the idea of the long hair and the white makeup and all those sorts of things that you had back in the 50s in New York, long before it became a gimmick, long before, and you used to wear it, in fact, in the subway and in the streets.
That's right. I had to search for myself. There was something crying out within. In the 40s, change. In the early 50s, change. I certainly wasn't a good-looking man, and I needed something to not cut this nose off, and at the same time, I needed a new style, a new sound. And so I just prayed to Jesus Christ, and one day I woke up in 1952, and instead of sounding like Tony Bennett, there was something like because of you, there's a song. It sounded like, because of you, there's a song. Boy, I got something new.
It hadn't been an accident, had it?
No, the blessing of heaven.
But the point I was about, America doesn't produce many eccentrics. The English produce wonderful eccentrics, and we have one or two, but the English almost encourage their eccentrics. Americans don't produce it. Do you accept the fact that you are, I think you called yourself the biggest freak that ever made it?
Oh, well, I said I was the biggest one who, the long hair was here going back to the day one, but I was the first white-faced, long-haired makeup singer with white-face makeup to ever make it from 1954 on.
But you didn't take it off when you went on the streets or the subway. I mean,
part of it was for show business. Part of it was just to find my own identity. And I felt that the whiter the makeup was, the more wonderful it was that the young ladies paid attention to me. And I felt...
So now we get the motivation.
Yeah, really. And I needed that because I always write songs. I used to give them trophies and write poems to them. Really, that's why even when I was married, I still am married to a second lovely wife. But the thing is, who knows where she is now. The point is, the fact of the matter is that, I always like to sleep alone, and they have their own bathrooms, because it's just a romantic thing to be with them when the moment comes.
When does the moment come?
Well, each day brings its moments.
That's pretty prolific, isn't it? Now, what about, would you regard yourself, apart from as an eccentric? I mean, you're not offended by that word, are you?
No.
Okay. Are you also a romantic, a true romantic?
Well, nobody else does, but I think I am.
Do you ladies think you are?
At the beginning. My weakness is you got to keep at it. It's so hard, What breaks up marriages and romances is three things you can't touch. Breaks up marriages. You can touch this microphone, tiredness, boredom, and losing that loving feeling. The passion goes after a while, and it's so difficult to get it back. And if I only knew the answer how to get it back, we'd all be staying with our mates. That's why love is like all in a day, that romantic moment. I remember them going back to 10 years old. Life is but a day, and I just praise the good Lord, thank Christ for every moment that I've had. Pure thoughts and impure thoughts.
Impure as well?
Well, which I pray to get rid of,
But you haven't had lust in your heart, have you?
Most of the time, never. I try to avoid that.
Most of the time. Now, also, I read that, in fact, that suit is Waltzing Matilda.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's
Matilda.
Another Mr. Sharp, Martin Sharp, my producer here, created the suit a couple of years ago. This is the best suit that goes over great in America.
Does it?
Every club
the
I
music
go
of Waltzing Matilda?
That's right.
All right.
And also, I have a new record coming out here soon called Highway to Hell.
Highway to Hell?
On Regular Records.
Regular Records, as against Highway to Heaven?
This was an old AC/DC song.
Right.
And, so I recorded this in '83 with His Majesty's Orchestra, and right now I'm glad that Mr. Fabini has just signed up to record this record.
Now, I mean, you range from... There was a song that I read that I've never heard of, but apparently you sang at one stage, which is an old classic, Why Take Your Girl to the Movies When You Can Do It on the Couch at Home?
That song was sung in 1917.
1917.
By Billy Murray. Take your girlie to the movies if you can't make love at home. That was at the time when silent movies were the rage of the age.
So you've gone from Why Take Your Girl to the Movies When You Can Do It on the Couch at Home, right up to AC/DC. I mean, that's
well, whatever is popular song, whatever's top 10, whether it's 1989 or 1909, popular music is the root of all music, because John will always tell Mary, I remember you by that song when we first went out together.
True,
so even though you have jazz and classical and, folk music, popular music is still the root of all music.
All right. Given the fact that you're a self-confessed romantic and that you love women, you're going to stay with us through the show.
I'd love to.
And sing some songs. Thank you. What about laying the ladies in the aisles now? What about this love song?
This great song was sung in 1916. The words are still true today. The great melodies written by Mr. Handman, sung by Louis James and Charles Harrison on the old Edison Columbia record label. I have been searching for you, dear sweetheart, ever since first we met. We seem to be in a heaven alone. The rest of the world I forget. You are so square and your ring so true. That's why I say dear to you. There are rings that the mystic dreamer blows way up into the sky. Rings that are dear from babies when their mother hears their cry. Rings you see around the moon, dear. Rings of love made on the sun. But the ring of rings, my darling, is the golden wedding band.
Thank you for that very much, and we'll come back with much more.